Hello, new Rocket League players coming in from the free-to-play update. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I just want to go over some things and maybe help you guys understand the world of Rocket League, maybe clear up some things, give you a little rundown on the game in a friendly little way. I would like to start by saying that this season, which it's currently 6 hours until season ends and free-to-play hits tomorrow, as of me recording this, it is 11:41 a.m., 9/22/2020. There we go. Timestamp this bitch. So I have 2,700 hours on Rocket League. I have quite a few hours now. I'm no pro, that's for sure, but I'm decent at the game and I know a lot about the game. So I figured, why not just say hello to the new members joining the community. I really hope that you guys are hyped about all the updates and the game going free to play and are excited to play it, because I am excited for you guys to finally have the opportunity to play the game. I think that's awesome. You know, Rocket League is really advancing and it's moving its way up there. You know, a lot of the people in the community are saying that it's already tier 1 esport, you know, quality, but you know, who knows what's gonna happen. That's just rumors and such and personal opinions. But the game is cool. And I'd like to start off with saying, when you play Rocket League, it's not gonna be super easy. Now, I like to say that Rocket League is to gaming as golf is to sports. And in that sense, I mean, people have the attitude of, oh, it's all you do is hit a ball. You know, how hard can that be, right? And I'm actually wearing a golf hoodie right now. I don't know if you can see it. It says Syngenta Golf. Syngenta is like an agriculture company. Whatever. Products, golf, stuff. I play golf. I love golf. I played varsity #1 golf in high school for 3 years. So I am kind of a golf loser as well as a Rocket League loser. So I can easily compare both in what I've heard. And what I've heard from golf is like, oh, all you do is just hit the ball. How hard can it be? You just hit the ball hard and far. That's it. And there's a lot more to golf than that. Similarly, there is a lot more to Rocket League than just hitting a ball. Now, I might be able to just get this ball on top of my car and dribble it for however long maybe I want to, but you're not going to be able to do that the second you walk into the game. I mean, you may if you're like insane or whatever, but Rocket League has a very high skill ceiling. I'll say that, okay? The game requires skill, and you can't just go off the wall and do, I don't know what I'm doing right now, a very bad air dribble and a ground pinch. All of this stuff, like, yeah, you might be able to do, but the little tiny details and control and just mechanical skill come with rank and time. You might look at it and go, oh, it's not that hard. I even have my controller overlay. See, I'm just pressing buttons and moving joysticks, right? Like, this is easy. And I mean, yeah, once you get the hang of the game and the controls, you're going to be able to rank up and you're going to be able to get better, but it does not take a week to hit Grand Champ. I can tell you that it's going to take you a lot longer. So one of the biggest things I would say is that the game is actually much harder than it leads on just in visual and watching gameplay. Another thing I would say is when you first start playing the game, maybe give yourself some goals per season. For example, you know, last season my goal was to hit solid Champ 2, low Champ 3, and my goal this season was to hit Champ 3, maybe low Grand Champ, and I achieved both of those. I am a solid Champ 3 player now, and I've been able to hit low Grand Champ on 2s and 3s. Now, another thing is, you guys are coming into the game when we have a change in rank, so it is now no longer... I forgot the ranks of the game for a second. It is no longer Bronze 1, 2, 3, Silver 1, 2, 3, Gold 1, 2, 3, Plat 1, 2, 3, Diamond 1, 2, 3, Champ 1, 2, 3, GC. It is the first ones, but now after Champ 3, it now goes GC1, GC2, GC3, and then we have Supersonic Legend, which is the highest rank in the game now. And one of the main reasons, you guys might not know this, but we have a program called Bakkes mod. You can see MMR. Now, once you actually hit Grand Champ, the game lets you see MMR anyway, and MMR, it's ELO, it's, you know, all the nice stuff. It's what you get, it's the rank system, right? You know, ELO, SR, whatever other game you might know it from, that's what we have. We have MMR. It's matchmaking rating, I think it's the abbreviation. I'm not entirely sure. Do not quote me. But essentially, 15-15, I believe, is when Grand Champ would start. And I hit 1546 as my high this season. And so I would call myself a Grand Champ. I have the rewards. But the issue is, like, pros like Squishy and, you know, them. I imagine Squishy is probably the biggest one known right now because his videos are really popular and he's known for Rocket League outside of the scene. So if you're new, I'd imagine you'd at least know Squishy, so I'm just going to use him as the main example. But anyway, Squishy, he's a GC, and I'm a GC. So you might be like, why aren't you pro then? It's much different. Now, a lot of people would look at my gameplay and go, you're not GC, because I can't do anything close to what the pros can do, right? And that is because a lot of people watch strict GC content straight from the pro, right? You know, they just suck all of that content out of the pros themselves. And yeah, they're GC, but they're like 2,000 MMR by end of season, probably higher, and I'm 1,500 MMR, and that's a 500 MMR difference, and that's more than 3 whole rank brackets, I believe. That would bring me down to Diamond 1 compared to Champ 3. That's a really big skill difference, and that's about the skill difference that I have between the pros, but I'm the same rank as them, right? And that's another thing, is, you know, people like me and my skill level being able to say they're the same rank as, like, the highest players in the game, kind of silly, right? So that's why we now have GC1, GC2, GC3, Supersonic Legend, all of that being added, obviously, on the 23rd when the free-to-play update hit. Well, actually, it's added now, but it's going to be more prominent, you know, when the free-to-play hits and when the update hits. So, a big thing. Another thing, let's see, well, with the rank change, another thing is just practice. Free to play is important. If you're going to be playing on PC, we have workshop maps. I'm not sure how to get to workshop maps with this new update. The UI is much different. I could probably figure it out, though. Extra mode? Alright, well, I have no idea where workshop maps are, unfortunately. But typically you would have workshop maps that you get through Steam. Now, a different thing is you're going to be getting the game through Epic Games compared to how we got it on Steam, so maybe workshop maps won't work the same, but if they do, workshop maps are really cool. I have maps that help me work on accuracy, my shooting accuracy. They also help me work on my dribbling and my aerial control, etc. There's a lot of very useful things, and they are a lot more in-depth and more very specifically focused on different skills compared to just free play where I can just go around and hit the ball. While in workshop maps, you can focus specifically on dribbles. You have a map specifically meant for that. It'll challenge you there instead of me just having, you know, this little map that I can hit the ball around in. So they are very good to refine, you know, small and minute details and skill levels, or just practice things, right? So I would definitely recommend workshop maps if you're playing on PC. Unfortunately, you cannot get workshop maps on console because it's through Steam, obviously. Same with Bakkes mod that shows MMR outside of being Grand Champ. I imagine, I don't know if Grand Champ shows MMR anymore. I don't know if they made it only Supersonic Legend does now. I do not know. I haven't looked into it. But before they added that, it was GC could see MMR strictly only, unless you had Bakkes mod. So definitely would recommend Bakkes mod. Bakkes mod is really cool. They actually make training much better as well. Now my Bakkes mod is out of date, so I can't use it and show you guys right now. But I do have a tips and tricks Rocket League video that I uploaded. I'll probably link it. I don't know where I would link it. Maybe in the description, but I'll link to that because that is a helpful video, especially for people who are just starting and, you know, people who maybe are deep in the ranks. You know, maybe people that are switching over from console to PC now that it is free. I have no idea what you were doing, but it should help in the slightest bit, at least, I hope. Another thing, just enjoy the game. Now, there are going to be probably Smurfs and people that are better than you, but think about it with the mindset that playing people that are better than you is going to help you yourself improve and get better, because if you play with people that are just slightly better than you, you might get slightly better, but you will never greatly increase. If you play with people that are much better than you, you will start becoming much better. You know, so it never hurts to play people that are better than you and learn things from them. It is very important to watch, I would say at least, to watch people that are better than you. And maybe not strictly watch the pros, because yes, you're going to watch pros and they're going to be insane, but maybe watch people like 2 or 3 ranks above you each time, right? So you understand the change that's going to be happening, because you also have to understand that your teammate might not be watching the same squishy video, you know, or musty video you're watching, right? Like, not all of them are Lethamir fanboys, or Kronovi, or, you know, just any of them, right? Just trying to throw out popular pro names and popular content creator names. But, you know, they might not all have watched that same video, and they don't know what you're doing, and that's not how the rotations, and it doesn't work for that rank, right? Biggest thing that I have is I could lose to a bunch of plats because I have no idea what they're doing. And I'm going to pre-jump a ball that they can't even hit that high, right? So you have to understand the skill gap and the skill cap in your lobbies compared to how you might change your playstyle. You have to be able to adjust to play with your teammates. And that alone is a very big skill that you should have, is just being able to adapt. And, you know, change that one game and you might never play with them again. Or you play with them one more time and that's it. If they're aggressive, don't play aggressive anymore. You know, maybe play to their play style. If they're really passive, now it's your time to step up and be aggressive. If they're a passer, now it's your time to be a shooter. If you're a passer, you gotta hope that they're a shooter if you can't change. So it's very important to be able to adapt to fit all the spots that need to be filled, because you're not always going to cue into your perfect opposite every game. And that just makes you a better player, being able to fill all of the gaps that they don't fill, right? And it makes it for a seamless game. And although the scoreboard might show that you did nothing, your ability to adapt and play differently and to accommodate your teammate might have been what won you the game. Whether you realize it or not, and whether the scoreboard shows it or not, it is a very important skill that a lot of people hate to accommodate and hate to even try and get good at, because they just want to play how they play, and if their teammate doesn't fit their play style, then their teammate is garbage. And, it was their teammate that lost them the game. When in reality, if you could have just maybe made slight changes in your play style, it would have been a harmonious engagement between you and your teammate that, never got to happen because you were stubborn and closed-minded, and your skill level was a small box instead of a huge box, right? So that was a horrible example, but you understand. It is very important to be able to adjust to different skills, and it's a good overall skill to have, especially when you start climbing, because let me tell you, there are one tricks, as hard as you might think that is on Rocket League, but there are one tricks. You might be in a game with a guy who literally only goes for ceiling shots. What are you gonna do? You can't jump and go and double commit. You can't go up on the wall a lot, because they're just gonna always be on the ceiling. So you have to make sure that you're good on the ground and you stay back a lot and you give room for error. You gotta be able to adjust to those things, and it's important. I don't know, and I can't really think of anything else that would be too important right now. Feel out your car. Feel out your camera settings. If you see a pro and you like their camera settings, go for it, try it. But first, I would recommend trying your own camera settings. Just what feels comfortable for you. You are not that pro and you are not that content creator. And I don't mean that and you're not as good as them. I mean that as you do not have the same eyes, you do not have the same hands, you do not have the identical play style and play feel that they have. So just do what makes you feel comfortable. But if you do find somebody's camera settings that you like, use those exact, or, use those and then maybe adjust them slightly to whatever feels comfortable. Other than that, get a car that feels comfortable for you. Practice with cars. I would recommend not switching camera settings in cars too often after you get comfortable. It'll cause a lot of inconsistencies that you don't really notice. And without further ado, make sure you turn off camera shake the second you download the game. And I hope you guys have a lovely day, lovely, be lovely, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.